is Biblical Tarot, and I'm back with another video. And this is today's tarot card of the day. Okay, it is Wednesday, February 10th, and definitely because of the simple fact that my card has changed over by now again. So my card was the 10, or my card was the 4 of Cups. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 10. But it was the 4 of Cups. And so I'm going to take us to it. 4 of Cups. Move on over. There we go. Alright, so we have the 4 of Cups. And when I looked at the 4 of Cups, I thought, well, it's Moon in Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. There I go. If I'm not mistaken, it's Moon in Cancer. But, I'll look here quick. But we've got water. 4 cups, and that's water. And so, we're kind of watery here. Ooh. Yep, it's Moon in Cancer. It definitely is. Okay, so when we have the moon, when the moon is present, oh man, things get interesting, because it's like the moon is complicated. So when I look at this guy sitting underneath this tree, he's kind of sitting underneath the tree, like hill, and he's got 3 cups in front of him, and 1 cup is being handed to him. That it looks like he's not accepting it. It looks like he has a problem, that he's not accepting something, and so this card always put me in the mind of, because for the simple fact that my mom, she's in AA, and she's been in AA since I was like 5 or 6 years old. So I can remember like going to AA meetings with her when I was a young kid, listening to what they were saying. And because, kids may go to those meetings with their parents, they listen to. They're not dumb. But it makes me think of the 4th step from the 12 steps in the Alcoholics Anonymous book, or their system. They have like 12 steps. But when I look at the 4 of Cups, it puts me in the mind of the 4th step. And I definitely will show you. Step 4, Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay, here we go. Step 4, Alcoholics Anonymous. What it is, it's made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. The 4th step in the Alcoholics Anonymous 12-step journey to sobriety, and that's sobriety from anything, not just drinking, guys. It could be eating, it could be maybe you have a sex addiction, maybe gambling, anything. It doesn't matter. Just substitute the word. Just take out the drinking or whatever and substitute whatever it is that you have going on with your life. That's what I've always learned about it. So you have the journey to wherever, sobriety of whatever, requires the member to recognize their own weaknesses. And when you look at the guy in the card, you could tell this guy has some weaknesses going on. This action often demands both extraordinary courage and humility. And when I look at this guy in the picture, it looks like he's really not willing to be humble right now. He doesn't have enough courage. But the cup that's being offered to him If he takes it, he'll have all that. Facing ourselves. People drink alcohol or use drugs or do other things, like I said, many different reasons. Substance abuse is compelled by a wide variety of emotions, including fear, guilt, anger, resentment. That guy on that card sure looks like he has a resentment. Depression and excitement. Only by understanding these emotions and our weaknesses can we hope to overcome them. Through honest introspection, we see ourselves as we are and not as precisely what we would like to imagine. Once a person can do that, he or she can begin the unpleasant process of change. See, step 4 reflects the moment when a person must confront the truth, which can be both painful and frightening. It's difficult to accept and admit to ourselves that we are not perfect and are instead profoundly flawed. For some, this can be a humiliating experience. We can, of course, take solace in the fact that we are not alone and that everyone else also has many faults. We can also remind ourselves of one vital fact. The devil you know is better than the one you don't. It is usually the perils we cannot see that are the most dangerous. To correctly evaluate a situation and respond appropriately, we must first turn the spotlight on ourselves and confront our own misgivings and failings. We must ask ourselves several important questions. For example, what is it exactly that prevents us from becoming sober? What character flaw or feeling create a barrier between ourselves and success? What are the emotions, behaviors, and events that have contributed to our downward spiral? Which relationships are toxic? Start with the obvious, then keep examining Edward in more detail. Unfortunately, the ego is often a barrier to accurate self-assessment. Self-importance and clever yet false justifications obstruct the path ahead. Simply put, pride impedes progress. And God, that guy on that freaking card looks so prideful. Lord. Many deny to themselves and others that they have significant character flaws. In the end, most of us find it easier to blame other people for contributing to our alcohol abuse or whatever was going on. We point the finger at everyone and everything except ourselves. During step 4, this is the time when all these justifications must fall away and we begin to hold ourselves accountable for our actions. Fortunately, no AA member has to handle this task alone. They have other peers to lean on for support. I like the fact that the guy in the picture is leaning on the tree. Maybe that's, your support. And sponsors to hold them responsible for their sobriety. The truth can be uncomfortable, but also liberating. It can allow us to discard our old habits and beliefs and substitute them with healthier ones. Indeed, this is the moment we begin to break free from the chains that shackle us to alcoholism or whatever it is that we're shackled to. So I thought that was interesting. When I look at the 4 of Cups, I always think of that. I don't know, it's cups too, because it's like, 4 cups of alcoholic beverages. I don't know. That's interesting. But I did have a horoscope for the 9th. I definitely want to share that with you. Here we go. And this was my deck right here that I got, just my new one, my Cthulhu Vault. And that's the 4 cups in that deck. I thought that was interesting. There's like an octopus type of thing inside that that medicine vial. So I guess the person's like sticking a needle inside of that thing to like take out the serum. But whatever is in there is like trying to get out because you can see like the tentacles wrapped around the needle. It's pretty interesting. So that's the regular Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups resides on Chesed, on the Tree of Life, and that's 4. The blue. So let's go up here to the 9th. So it said, when you have the eye for it, as you most certainly do, beauty surrounds you. You see the single blade of grass growing straight out of the pavement. You see the sun glint in smiling eyes. It's like it's all there for your delight. Aww, that's sweet, isn't it? Now, if this person can take that cup, they'll see that. They'll see the sun glint and smiling eyes. I also wanted to say that I looked at the Three of Cups, and it's just so interesting. That when you look at the Three of Cups, you're like, oh, there was the party. That was the party. They partied too much. And they didn't want to stop partying. Also, you know what I thought about the Three of Cups? I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but it's so Dionysian, you know? Like, I don't think that's 3 women in the card. I think, like, the person in the red is Dionysus. That's my thought. I think it's 2 women and a man and not 3 women. But that's just me. That's just me. And you see that weird mouse thingy on the end of his red cloak there? The red thing, whatever he's wearing. It looks like a weird mouse thing. And if you really look closely, it's like got its mouth open and there's like a snake or something about to go in its mouth. I don't know if you can like see that or not. Can you see that little black mouse by the fruit? Is right next to the lady in yellow. It's right on the ground. It's like a mouse. So like everything is great. Everything is fine. Everything is happy. They're partying. But you got to pay for all of that afterwards. It's great at the beginning, but it gets rotten. You know? And this is what happens afterwards. You end up having to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm not laughing or anything. But, you know. That's what it always reminds me of, though. And I think the Four of Cups and the Cthulhu deck is pretty interesting, too. I don't know. I think the person needs to put that stuff down, though, because whatever is in it don't look good. Have a good day. I love you. Bye.